Bonjour, ladies and gentlemen. I have a very important video because today I want to talk about Chainlink. I want to talk about why I think Chainlink could be a uniquely undervalued opportunity right now for a couple of reasons that I think most people aren't considering. But because you're liked and subscribed and you got the bell icon turned on to aMillionortheMoon, you get to hear all the Gucci angles that other people aren't considering that could possibly help you make money. So folks, do not forget to like and subscribe. And without further ado, why don't we delve into why I think it really makes sense to be talking and thinking about Chainlink right now. Alright folks, so we're looking at a weekly picture of Chainlink here, and as we can see, we got some trend lines. We've been forming this ascending, narrowing wedge for the better part of a couple of years at this point. And as we can see over here, folks, at the apex, near the apex, we have broken down from our white trend line. So is it time to panic? Is all hope lost? Well, not to fear, because we got another trend line here to save the day, folks. I am a big fan of buying high quality altcoins on dips, on support, and that's exactly about where Chainlink is right now. We tested our trend line here, and we currently held it at support. It's very good to see. Ultimately, folks, for the bulls to remain in charge of any kind of mid to short-termness with Chainlink, I really want to see this thing hold on to $15 and not put in a lower low by weekly closing basis below $15. Because if Chainlink doesn't do that, then the bulls, there's a strong case that the bulls are no longer in charge and won't be for quite a while. Because if we do that, we would have a macro lower high, and in that case, a lower low if we lose $15. So ultimately, I think if we test our trend line here, it's fine. Even if we dump all the way to 15, as long as we don't put in that lower low, then any pullback we might just have would just be a scary fun ride, folks. And for the bulls, what I'm looking out for is $25. If we get weekly candles opening, closing above $25, and in that case, I think the bulls have the juice they need to test their local highs and even all-time highs. So to put it very simply, that's what I think is going on with Chainlink, folks. And that's the important levels to look out for. But I really want to, before you guys go, explain why I think Chainlink is on multiple fronts uniquely undervalued right now and worth your consideration. So just to hover on the short term as well, clear resistance here at, what was this exactly, $20.70, roughly about there. Broke above, came back down and retested. For the moment, holding as support. So again, I'm a fan of buying on support. I think right now might make some sense to dollar cost average your way into Chainlink. But what do I know? I am not your financial advisor. With Bitcoin somewhat shitting the bed here, there is the chance that we could see further downside continuation, perhaps test our recent lows here. If we zoom out on Bitcoin, maybe we can come back down and retest this trend line here. So maybe new lows are in the market. Something to look out for to understand whether or not we're going to see more lows in the market is the stock market, the dollar index, the DXY. If the dollar index continues to pump, that should be a leading indicator of legacy market sentiment, and should, if it pumps, should let us know that there's probably fear still within the legacy markets, and thus they have a de-risk attitude. And when the legacy markets de-risk, that means they sell their crypto and what they consider high-risk assets. So pumping dollar, bad for crypto, and stock market down, bad for crypto. So that's what we got to look out for from kind of more of a macro picture of what's going on. But folks, we got to take a look at the Chainlink Ethereum pairing. Look at this. Chainlink versus Ethereum. This is the most bearish we've been in quite a while. So specifically speaking, let's say you have some Ethereum. If you've been holding Ethereum for a while, maybe you're open decent profits. Maybe it makes sense to trade some Ethereum for Chainlink specifically right now, because this is the most overvalued Ethereum has been in comparison to Chainlink in years. So right now, if you're trading Ethereum for Chainlink, this is the point where you get the most bang for your buck in years. And folks, Ethereum is at what, roughly 4,200, around 4,000, hovering around that region. I mean, best case scenario, Ethereum does what, a 2x or 4x from here, maybe, hopefully, in the coming months. I mean, could something that's down 60% here from all-time highs? That music scared me. Yeah, could something that's down 60% from all-time highs and has performed terribly against Ethereum for a while, could it be more undervalued, and therefore could the long-term have more upside? I definitely think there's an interesting case to be made that, hey, if you're holding Ethereum, looking to take some profits, looking to buy, into something else, that I think buying Chainlink with your Ethereum perhaps makes some sense, at least worth your consideration. Now, Something else to mention here, folks. We've got to keep in mind what is, in my opinion, the biggest upcoming project in cryptocurrency, and that is Pulse Chain. Pulse Chain is the latest, biggest Ethereum competitor. It's a fork of Ethereum. It's copying the entire system state. It will be the biggest airdrop in history. It will have faster, cheaper transactions, massive potential use case, and of course, this is very unproven, and there's risk in any investment. But I think Pulse Chain, there's a very good case to be made that Pulse Chain has a massive value and has a massive value proposition. Will likely do very well over the years. And folks, part of what's going on with Pulse Chain is that all your ERC20s are going to be copied on that network. Now, you know, me and Messi, we both run this channel. We've been discussing what ERC20s are most likely to have value on Pulse Chain, and I think we both agree that Chainlink, out of the vast majority of ERC20s, is the coin that's most likely to have a value and be backed by the developers on Pulse Chain, because the whole point about Chainlink is to work with different protocols to provide data. That's the whole point about Chainlink. Chainlink's, you know, they want to work with everyone. So I think Chainlink is the most likely to be the most open-minded to support and back their token on Pulse Chain, simply because the whole point of the protocol is to work with as many people as possible. Of course, I don't know that for sure. That is speculation on my end. But in terms of what coins on Ethereum have the best chance of also having functionality and having backing from the protocol on Pulse Chain, I think Chainlink is one of those top competitors. So folks, you know, something like Uniswap might not have the value it has, the dollar value it has on Ethereum on Pulse Chain. We don't know. But something like Chainlink, I think that you know, after Pulse Chain is out for a while, Chainlink is very likely to be valued similarly on the Ethereum network as it is on the Pulse Chain network. So I think Chainlink is undervalued on multiple fronts here. We're 60% down from all-time highs, sitting on support. We're the most undervalued we've been versus Ethereum in years. And this is the coin, the ERC20, that I think is most likely to have functionality and work with the Pulse Chain airdrop. So on multiple fronts, I think one ought to really consider holding Chainlink, because I believe Chainlink is something that could really survive a bear market, because Chainlink provides information for smart contracts, and as the use case for smart contracts continues to grow and grow and grow, the need for more information, the need for oracles will always be there. So there's a clear use case, clear demand, clear thesis as to why they could function on Pulse Chain, and there's a clear argument to be made that it's undervalued price-wise for multiple reasons. So I really think Chainlink is worth your all's consideration. I've personally been moving some of my non-ERC20s into Chainlink and moving that Chainlink into private wallets that I have the seed phrase for in preparation for the upcoming snapshot of Pulse Chain. That way I can get all that way I can get a bunch of free tokens on the Pulse Chain network and liquidity provide with a vastly mitigated risk of impermanent loss. Because folks, when Pulse Chain comes out, it's gonna be one of the largest yield farming protocols in the world, because for multiple reasons. Number one, half of your upfront cost when providing liquidity is given to you for free, because when you provide liquidity, you have to provide two sides of a pair. And since you're being given the exact amount of Ethereum coins you have on the Ethereum network on the Pulse Chain network, let's say you were to provide liquidity for Ethereum Chainlink and Pulse Chain Chainlink, well, half of that you got for free. And because they're the same protocol, they're likely to eventually be a similar price. And if that is indeed the case, the risk of impermanent loss, which is one of the biggest risks when liquidity providing, is vastly mitigated. Because the issue with impermanent loss is that when you put your coins in, you take them back out, the coin that moved the most, you get less of that one back. But because these two coins on two chains are likely to have a similar price, that risk is vastly mitigated. So the potential here, folks, and the upside and the potential for yield farming is massive. So on multiple fronts, I think Chainlink really deserves your attention. I think it's very undervalued, both price-wise and what it could do for you on the Pulse Chain as well. Folks, that's my spiel. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Like and subscribe. Hit that bell icon to be notified of new uploads. And until next time, folks, take care.